Imagine this. Your car makes a noise on the way to work. Not a dramatic noise, just wrong. You hope it goes away. It doesn't. You take it to a mechanic. They say it's a $300 repair. $300. That's not nothing, but it's not the end of the world either. Unless you don't have it. So you put it on a credit card, or you delay it. 2 weeks later, that small problem becomes a big one. Now the repair is $1,200. You miss work, you pay for rides, you're late on a bill. Now there's a fee, then a penalty, then interest. That original $300 problem quietly turns into a $2,000 disaster. And here's the important part. Nothing unusual happened. No bad decisions, no laziness, no irresponsibility. Just not enough cash at the wrong moment. This isn't bad luck. This is how the system works. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most people think poverty is just about income. Earn less, struggle more. But that's not the full story, because two people can earn the same amount and one still falls further behind. Why? Because being broke has hidden costs, costs that don't show up on price tags, costs that punish you for not having money already. Economists call this the cost of being poor. You might call it always paying more, always waiting longer, always being one mistake away from disaster. This isn't about bad habits. It's not about willpower. It's about how the system charges interest, fees, time, and stress to the people who can least afford it. Poverty isn't just low income. It's a penalty structure. And once you're inside it, everything costs more.
There's a famous idea called the boots theory. Here's how it works. Imagine two people need boots for work. Person A can afford $100 boots. They last 10 years. Person B can only afford $20 boots. They last 1 year. After 10 years, Person A paid $100. Person B paid $200. The cheaper option cost twice as much. Not because of bad choices, because of limited options. This shows up everywhere. Cheap clothes that wear out faster, old appliances that break instead of being efficient, used cars that constantly need repairs. Being broke forces you to buy what you can afford today, not what's cheapest over time. The system rewards durability, but only if you can pay up front. If not, you pay in replacements, repairs, and stress. Poverty charges interest on everything.
Now zoom out. This penalty isn't rare. It's everywhere. Let's start with groceries. If you have money, you buy in bulk, lower cost per unit. If you're broke, you buy one item at a time, higher cost per unit. Same food, different price. Now banking. If your balance is low, you pay overdraft fees, minimum balance fees, late payment penalties. One mistake can cost $35. 3 mistakes? Now you're short again. Credit cards? If you have good credit, interest might be 15%. If you're struggling, it might be 29%. Payday loans? Sometimes 300% APR. That's not inflation. That's a poverty premium. Poor people don't just experience inflation, they experience inflation on top of inflation. Every dollar costs more.
Money isn't the only thing being drained. Time is too. If you're broke, everything takes longer. No car, public transport adds hours. No washer, laundromats steal evenings. No nearby grocery store, longer trips for worse food. And then there's mental energy. When money's tight, your brain goes into scarcity mode. You're constantly calculating. Can I afford this? What bill comes first? What happens if something breaks? That mental load reduces decision quality. Not because you're weak, but because stress is expensive. Poverty taxes your attention.
And exhausted people don't make optimal decisions. They make survival decisions.
Now let's talk about the big traps. Cars. If you can't afford a reliable one, you get trapped in high-interest loans. Miss a payment, the car is gone. So is your job. Housing. Renting often costs more per month than owning, but owning requires savings and credit. Credit scores. They don't measure responsibility, they measure past access to stability. Low score, higher deposits, higher interest, fewer options. Each system feeds the next. It's not a circle, it's a funnel. And once you're inside, climbing out takes time, not motivation. So what actually helps? Not getting rich, not side hustles, not grinding harder. The real weapon is a buffer, an emergency fund. Not because it earns money, but because it stops the bleeding. $500 can turn a disaster back into an inconvenience. $1,000 can break the spiral. It doesn't fix everything, but it changes the math. It buys time, options, breathing room. Stability isn't luxury, it's defense.
If you're struggling financially, this video isn't telling you to blame yourself. It's telling you the opposite. You're not bad with money. You're fighting a system that charges you more for having less. Wealth isn't yachts and mansions. Wealth is resilience. It's fewer penalties, fewer emergencies turning into disasters, fewer traps. So don't attack yourself. Attack the leaks. Build buffers. Reduce penalties. Change the math. If this helped you see your situation more clearly, subscribe for more honest conversations about money, and like the video so more people can see that they're not broken, the system is.